will discuss my instructional material and why I choose these two as my IM. So first, I have here flip charts. Like chalkboards and whiteboards, flip charts allow for a certain amount of spontaneity. They are appealing for drawing out concepts to enable better understanding and to get input directly from a group. Also, I have here rope and roll display. I use this instructional material because the main advantage of teaching with display boards is that it helps in visual learning, which helps the children to remember what they have learned from longer period of time. So, in making this a flip chart, I choose to put here what is a short story and what its element. So first, what is a short story? Let's find out. So, a short story is a piece of prose fiction that typically can be read in one setting and focuses on a self-contained incident or series of linked incidents with the intent of evoking a single effect or mood. So, a short story is composed of 5 elements. These 5 elements make short stories the best starting point for novice writers. They are short story, fairly simple, so the writer gets a chance to focus on the plot, character, and theme. Another thing, short stories also offer writers the opportunity to see their writing flourish as a piece of fiction, a great confidence boost. So, if you are wish to write stories that are worthy of publishing, you must understand the characteristics of a short story. To help you get there, let's take a careful look at these 5 short story elements. So first, we have plot. So, what is a plot? A plot is a series of events and character action that relate to the central conflict. So, writers use a plot to map out their story before beginning with their writing process. For fiction writing, this serves as a creative outline. So, an understanding of the plot is crucial to make your story impactful and craft a compelling narrative. So, next, let's go to character. So, based on our flip chart, a character is a person or sometimes even an animal who takes part in the action of a short story or other literary work. So, depending on how you see it, a character can be classified as either round or flat, dynamic or static. A protagonist or an antagonist for a short story well-rounded and dynamic characters will be strengthened. The easiest way to write interesting characters is to make sure that they have a clue. Always keep in mind that in any story, perfect characters fall flat. So now, let's go to setting. So, what is a setting? Let's find out. So, the setting. The setting of the short story is the time and place in which it happens. You could use description of landscape, scenery, buildings, season or weather to provide a strong sense of setting. So, we have here 3 aspects of settings. So, first, aspect of the setting is the time. The time. A story is usually set in a time period. This includes the historical time of the story, its specific time frame, and even the time of the day when the events take place. Second aspect of the setting is the place. Place is a geographical landscape, real or imaginary, where a particular story unfolds. And And lastly, we have the aspect of environment. So, what is environment? The environment of a story can include anything from weather conditions to the social, cultural, and political backdrop to a given story. So, the setting in this element of a short story is a crucial in making to the reader. The setting establishes a time, place, and environment in which the characters and events of the story are based. So now, let's go to the next element of a short story. So we have here the conflict. The conflict is a struggle between two people or things in a short story. So there are two main types of conflict, and they are namely internal conflict and external conflict. So first, let's see what is internal conflict. So, internal conflict. The internal conflict is a person's struggle within themselves. Next conflict is external conflict. So, external conflict takes place between different people or groups of people. So, conflict is closely linked to the theme of the narrative, as it motivates the characters and effects of the plot. It usually surfaces when the protagonist or the main character faces an obstacle or hardship. Conflict forms the heartbeat of the story, so your story needs to have a defining conflict in order to make an impact on the reader's mind. Now, let's go to the most important element of a short story. So, what it is? So, we have the theme of the story. The theme is the central idea or belief in a short story. So, as what I have said, theme is the most important part of the story or the most important element of the story, since theme is what children would call the moral of the story. It can be the subject of the story or an idea that runs through it, or simply the message that is conveyed from the writer to the reader through the short story. The writer can use all the other characteristics of short story to best articulate the theme into words. So that's all I have in elements of a short story using this instructional material as what we call flip chart.